That's also what I say to my boyfriend. I'm in from LA, that's the international. I'm as uncultured yet still technically international as you can get. And like Aniko, my agent tells me I should make more of an effort on my appearance. I don't have an agent. But actually I do, and I tell her the same thing I tell my stepmom, which is, this is me making an effort on my appearance. You guys seen everything coming out of LA? People there are very pretty. It's hard to keep up with. I often feel like a failure as a woman. I am told I should take more attention to how I dress, and it's hard because as a stand-up, it doesn't go the right way. As a female stand-up comedian, everyone's always telling me, you gotta cover up, you don't want to be a threat to other women, you gotta dress in a way that's not a threat to women, and I've been trying to dress in a way that's not a threat to women, but I'm still not sure how to dress like prostate cancer. I've been here, I've been watching. What makes it so special to be here is it's my birthday. Shut up! God, I like you guys more than those LA bitches. People tell me all the time, Max, you could make more of an effort. And it's like, yeah, I could, but I don't want that to say different things about, like, I cover up because I don't make an effort because I no longer feel the need. I have nothing to prove. I'm beautiful, I'm enough, I have nothing to prove. Thank you. Until some other girl is an absolute bitch to me. That's when I'm like, oh, the clothes are coming off. I will show you how hot I also am. Some girls fight like, girl, hold my earrings. I fight like, girl, hold my pants. I was at a party and I told this young 19-year-old thing, hey, I like your shirt. And she said, I was like, hold my overalls. I'm always dressed like a tomboy. I'm always dressed like I'm ready to go run. I'm in tennis shoes just in case I need to run from someone with a gun or a weapon or a clipboard that they're collecting signatures on. I don't really have the money to be signed up to anything else. Anyone else get a fake credit card for donation to charities? Okay, I'm a bad person. I used to show off my body a lot, and in my 30s, I started to cover up more because I wanted my sexiness to be a mystery. I wanted men to work for it. I wanted what this looked like to be totally unknown. Kind of like Schrodinger's cat. You gotta get inside the box to find out it's dead inside. I don't fit in LA. I'm not doing the traditional acting path because, like, for one thing, my hair always looks like I'm having a hard time. And I know because total strangers will offer their support. I'll be like, I didn't ask. They're like, you didn't need to. Internationalism. I have never been to a single Thanksgiving dinner without someone telling me ways to make my hair less dry. And I'm like, excuse me, I'm not telling you ways to make your turkey less dry. My stepmom's like, have you tried conditioner? I'm like, I don't know, Barb, if you think it'll make it taste better. I have tried literally everything. I have tried perms, I've tried keratin, I've tried everything possible to feel better about my hair. Finally, I went to my hairdresser. I was like, what do you think I should try next? She was like, drugs. And it was rough because one time I went to her and I said, I have to stop seeing you. I can't afford to keep up the maintenance on even this. And she cut her rate in half so I could continue to see her. I know. Which would have been nice if that exact same week, my therapist hadn't just done the same thing. Which means both my therapist and my hairstylist looked at me and thought to themselves, I'd rather take a pay cut than let you out in the world in your present condition. I'm not sure who's the most damaged one here. I said to my therapist, I feel so badly accepting charity for Neela when I know there's so many other people who need it more than I do. And my therapist said, no. I feel like such a charity case in any customer service scenario. Like, I tried to do my hair, my own hair dye, my own haircuts. I got in the chair to a hair salon, and the woman who got me in the chair starts looking in the roots and going, oh my God, who did this to you? And I was like, the lady at the other salon. She's going through my roots. Oh my God, she did so much wrong. I know, I'm so happy I found you. Ugh! Was she blind? Okay. I'm sure she was a really nice woman. Just doing her best. Look, I had to stop going to any salon twice. I was so embarrassed at what was happening in my do-it-yourself attempts in between hairdressers. I started going from salon to salon with Groupons, which tells you what time era this is. Never going back to the same one. I felt like a bandit. I felt like an outlaw. I don't know if you've ever felt wanted by a hair salon, but neither have I. I hate customer service when it's judgy, when it makes you feel worse about yourself when you went there for help. For instance, I've never gone to buy a bra without someone going, oh my God, there's so much space in here. It's not supposed to be half empty. Who measured you? Okay. I'm sure it's a really nice woman. Just doing her best. One would measure me. Oh, it's not supposed to be this half. I'm sorry. I'd like to think of it as half full. I'm an optimist. Maybe I'll grow into it. I like my little boobies now. I shouldn't even be trying to outsize them with fake bras. I like them. You know what? They've got character. They've got personality. My boyfriend even refers to my boobs the same way he talks about me. He's like, they're a handful. I have way too small boobs to be successful in LA. I've already decided that because I can't afford fake ones. I've reached the point where now when I take my bra off, there's a drop, but not because they've grown. My boobs are now a little bit like Tom Cruise in an action role. A little bit of a stretch. Because when you're growing up with small boobs, like I'm from a generation of girls that was waiting on their boobs and their Hogwarts letter at the same time. Which meant an entire generation of parents also had to sit down their teenage daughters and tell them the bad news. Honey, if it hasn't happened by now. You're still gonna have to learn math. I actually learned very young what it was like to have a small dick. Because both men with small dicks and women with small boobs, we look at ourselves at some point in our formative years and we go, well, guess the only thing we're growing in the next few years is a personality. My friend Janet didn't have to deal with it. She had giant knockers. She had such giant boobs. She would brag that her boobs without a bra stood up so perky, she couldn't even hold a pencil underneath. I'm like, yeah, what need do you have for a pencil? You're never doing your own homework again. People who are born hot just don't understand what it's like to be the rest of us. People who are born hot don't have any expectations. They don't have to learn skills. No one expects anything of them. And I know this because LA is full of hot people. Also full of dumb people. And the two circles on that Venn diagram overlap like an eclipse. And if you don't know what a Venn diagram is, you're one of the chosen ones. I do try to take care of myself. I'm a fitness instructor back in LA as my day job because I'm not doing too well in the acting. I don't like to tell people I'm into fitness because telling people you're into fitness is kind of like telling people you're into Bitcoin. Like, they'll put up with it until it becomes your entire personality. You all know the guy who's like, come on, let me just give you some advice. Your friends are like, please don't ruin any more dinner parties. I'm like, no, I'm telling you, I could change your life. They're like, I'm not going to take advice from someone who drives a Honda. Thank you. Fair point. I'm a spin instructor. I think it's kind of fun. I get to tell women to go harder and faster. If they're tired, I'm like, that's okay. We just cuddle. I'm not like passionate about fitness. I just really enjoy yelling on a microphone. And back when I was just a participant in the classes, the instructors always hated me doing that. But I lost a ton of weight when I started spinning, and it was great at first, and then it got really, really, really annoying. Because people I hadn't seen for 10 years who knew me before losing weight would bring it up every time I saw them. There needs to be, I walk into a comedy club, my friend Dominica, Maxie, you look so good now. God, you look so good now. Does anyone else see how good you look? Shut up! You look so good. People are forming a circle. What was wrong with you? There needs to be has anyone in here ever lost a significant amount of weight? Suckers. Oh, I think there needs to be a statute of limitations on mentioning weight loss. Remember this for your friends going through transformations, because it's hard. It's like a murder trial. I want to move on with my life, and instead a bunch of people are coming after me like, yeah, but what did you do with the body? I'm just poor little O.J. Simpson, trying to move on with my life. Rewriting. Everyone's still like, yeah, but how'd you do it? In case you're wondering, I had to make some major changes. I had to stop. I ate aggressively. I ate the way you watch porn. Pants off, laptop open. Occasional pleasure mode. My friends would see it and be like, your screen is disgusting. All right. I got too deep, too vulnerable. And you guys didn't appreciate that. You want surface stuff, that's fine. As a demure woman, I decided I need to get a restraint on my eating because I once ate so passionately I needed dental care from biting down on the fork too hard. That's when I realized this is a problem. Because guys don't find that sexy, as hard as that may be to believe. A voracious appetite isn't really welcome when the guy thinks he has to go, whoa, slow down. You might chip a tooth. I'd like to mess around with some stuff with you guys if that's okay. I gotta get going soon. I got a hair appointment. I'll just skip straight to it and say I'm with this wonderful guy right now, and no one would expect that. I know, shaka. And people are wondering why. My friends are all in the dating game. They find it super exciting. I hate it. I don't want to be back out there. I'm committed to this guy. Because, like, dating in my 30s is very different than dating in my 20s. In my 20s, I was out there exploring my sexuality. Now I feel like the explorer on her way back from several failed expeditions. I'm just like, I can't go back out there. Too many men have died. In my 20s, I was so excited. Dating in my 20s was like sailing for the new world. I went out in search of riches and mostly came back with diseases I didn't know the names of. I walk into a bar, my friends would be like, land ho! Hey guys. Now in my 30s, every date is like a mountain climbing expedition. It's exhausting. I walk into each one just like, hope this isn't the one that kills me. Over and over and over, climbing mountain after mountain. It's exhausting. I got to the top of my boyfriend. I said, this is it. I'm staying right here. I'm never getting off. That's kind of been a problem, actually. My friend's like, don't you want to see what other mountains are like? No, this is the hill I'm dying on. The only unfortunate part of accepting someone with all their flaws and deciding to commit to them no matter what is you have very, very little room for change. Like, I would love if he worked out more, but I can't make him. And my friends are like, well, you can't move mountains. And I'm like, well, I can threaten one with an ice pick. But it's, if your friends accuse you of settling, it's because they don't want you to be happy. Anyone? Okay, I'm not even gonna ask. I'm so sick of people saying a woman is settling or a guy is settling, and that settling is a weak thing. Clearly, no one ever played Oregon Trail. Settling is not for the weak. Settling is for the hardy. I want to be a settler. Settling means you saw some wild, untamed territory, claimed it as your own, saw the potential in it, and recognized, hey, I can live off this the rest of my life. I think it would have been easier to be a settler like 200 years ago, though, when people weren't living as long, because people would just be like, oh, how did you know he was the one for you? Well, I looked at him and I thought maybe in a couple of years he might die of dysentery. How did you look at him and know you wanted to be with him the rest of your life? Well, honestly, I didn't think I'd survive this long. 3 years past my death date by my own approximations. No, I do appreciate him. Like, he's got a lot of skills I don't have. He's a very good cook, and I love it because I'll have a meal that he's made, and I'm like, oh my God, this is incredible. And then we'll have a meal that I made, and he'll be like, oh my God, this is inedible. Thank you. I'm excited to settle, because settling to me sounds like a place to rest. And I'm only saying this because David, Rachel, my boyfriend isn't here, and I want to try this out. Settling sounds like a place to rest, because everyone who's dating right now, it's musical chairs. It's exhausting, over and over again, over and over again. And slowly, the chairs keep disappearing, because each of the chairs, one by one, is dying, or getting taken. And finally, you look at the few chairs that are left, covered in weird hairs that everyone else has already sat on. And you're like, that's okay, I'll stand. I just think people, I'm always trying to insert a bit about why not to cheat, but I think people get really scared and shrink up because they think I'm, I don't know, hypnotizing them. You always clench up when I get to this part, and I have to just try to get this in. I don't know how you know your soulmate or the perfect person. All I do know is if you can appreciate the person you're with, you're not always chasing some fantasy, because people think some fantasies out there that's going to be better than the reality. The reality can never be as good as the fantasy. That's just it. Like, did you guys know there are now female sex dolls that can have full-on conversations? that means somewhere out there, some weird dude is opening a box like, fuck, not this one. If I wanted a real woman, I would have gotten a personality. My friends, you've stuck with me through a lot. I could have done better material, but I trusted you guys to float me to the finish. My name is Maxie Wittrak. I'm on Instagram at MadMaxie. I'd love you to follow me after so you can see I'm not lying about not having an agent. I appreciate you all for being here. And one closing thought, I think it's amazing how often I feel like I'm not enough, considering how often I'm told I'm a lot.